Hey y'all, welcome back to Maya Makes It. Today I'm showing you how to make these super gorgeous Christmas tree cupcakes. They are delicious and really easy to make. So for starters, to get that Christmas tree top, we are going to use these cone cake baking racks. And I got this off of Amazon, so I'll link it down below so y'all can get your own as well. They were super cheap, and I think it's totally worth it. So we are going to use waffle cones for half of our batter so that we can get that shape. So I'm using some store-bought cake mix. We're keeping it simple. And so you're just gonna follow the package instructions on the cake mix. And so we need 1 box of cake mix, and we're gonna divide it up to get the cupcakes and the tree top. So I also have these red festive like muffin or cupcake tins. I thought they were super cute. So I'm pouring half of the batter into the cupcake tin, and then the other half is going in the cones. So that's what the baking rack looks like. And so I just lined up my cones, and then I spooned in the batter. So I know it looks a little bit messy, but that's okay because it's gonna bake. And so you won't even notice what it looks like right now. And so then we are going to pop them both in the oven and bake them according to like the package instructions. So for me, I did like 325 for 22 minutes or so. And while the cupcakes were baking, I actually went ahead and put together the frosting. So I'm using store-bought frosting as well. And we're gonna add some green coloring to half of it, just because it's great for the Christmas tree, right? So I mixed in the food coloring, and then I added it into my piping bag. And if you don't have a piping bag, you can use like a Ziploc bag that you just snip the ends off of. But if you're like me and you have a piping bag, I'm using like a star tip so we can get a pretty shape. And so now that the cupcakes have come out of the oven and cooled, I'm going to frost them with some white frosting. And this is just so that our cupcake cones will stick really good. And also, who doesn't love extra frosting, right? So it doesn't really matter how you spoon that on there. You could even just use like a knife and kind of spread it on. And then you want to stick those cones on top and make sure like they're really secure. And then once you get them on there, a good tip would probably be to go ahead and pop them in the fridge so that they can kind of chill a little bit, because I did not do that, and so mine were a little bit wobbly, and so they were not that secure. So if you pop them in the fridge or the freezer for a little bit, that will help that frosting kind of set. And then you just go at it with some of that green frosting. So I didn't really have like a method for this. I just kind of swirled it on, and you can kind of see it's giving you like, see there, okay, it's wobbling a little bit, y'all can see. So I did not put it in the refrigerator, so don't be like me. And so then on this one, I'm just spreading that frosting around. And like I said, there's no like real method for this, or no right or wrong way. And so once you get that frosting on there and it's looking like a tree, right? It's not like perfect, but you can kind of see how like the leaves maybe would look. Then you can pop them in the fridge again so that they can chill before adding the sprinkles. So I chose to do some sprinkles because I'm a little bit extra, and I thought it was cute because they look like ornaments on the tree. So I'm sticking them on. I have like a toothpick that's kind of helping me press them into the frosting. And so you could do the same as well. And then they look like this, and they're so cute. And so I chilled them again in the fridge after this, just to make sure that everything would stay together and not fall apart on me. And they are so cute. I was so happy with the result. They came out better than I even expected. And I think this is great like to put on the table, like for Christmas dinner or something. And just for a final touch, I sprinkled some powdered sugar so it literally looked like it was snowing on the trees. And I could not have been happier with how they turned out. That's it, y'all. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Be sure that you subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!